Is it good now?
No.
Oh, dang.
Okay. I will just I'll just do it without the headset today.
Okay.
Is
Excellent.
that sound okay? Is that
I mean, I can hear you, so
okay? Better than
it,
nothing?
yeah, yeah. I mean, our videos aren't necessarily about quality.
Well, where are you today?
Oh, just in the our master bedroom because it's cold outside. It's like windy and
Yeah, it's
rainy.
really cold. Are
Yeah,
you
I did.
get
Hmm?
Did you get any snow?
No. Mm-mm. It like, but when I was driving the girls to school this morning, it said 37, and I was like, "Ooh, that is not a very Florida number."
That is
It
not a
was,
Florida number.
it was so cold. Look at this though. I'm on Anthony's head bed, so I'm right underneath our anniversary paintings.
Love it. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice. I like those. We'll
Yes.
have to make some of our own.
Anthony just did that. That's her ass. Yeah. It's my ass. I literally fell on it, so it's really, really a stamp of my ass. So because I was
Nice.
really trying to be controlled and stuff, and there is no way to do that sexy. Although I think it's sexy still, but it's not graceful. There
Funny
we
is
go.
sexy.
Yeah, yeah,
Fun
yeah.
is
But there's
sexy.
no way to do it gracefully, I guess is what I should have said. But it was fun.
Love it.
Anyways, anyways. All right.
Anywho,
How was your week?
good.
Yeah,
Really good.
nothing
Yeah.
new.
No.
No,
I guess I got super sick, but I'm not anymore, so super good.
super good. What did you have? Everybody's sick around here.
Everybody's sick. Just, throwing up a lot. Super
Stomach
fun.
stomach bug. Okay.
Hmm.
I think we've had more well, we did have a little run with one of those, but more like head
Not fun.
congestion, sinus, lung. I don't know. It's
Mhm.
just when it gets cold, you get gross.
Yeah. Well,
Anyways,
especially in a place where it doesn't get cold and it's not supposed to.
I know. It's like kind of nice though, because it part like kind of having a taste of like a season a little more
Just,
than we normally do. I don't know. It'll
yeah.
make me appreciate the warmth a lot more, I'm sure, when it comes back, because I am just like, no, this is for the
Like, oh
birds.
yeah,
Like
this is why I don't
this
like
is
it.
why I left. Because ow, the wind hurts my face.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And oh, Idaho hasn't had like any snow yet. We usually
really?
have, yeah. The roads are usually like packed with ice right now, and we got
You
nothing.
haven't had any snow the whole winter season so far?
Like a tiny dusting.
Yeah,
Yeah, but nothing.
interesting. Is that
Nothing.
is that like all of I haven't been monitoring Utah. I mean, I know I have family there. I haven't heard about any major snows, but I guess I wonder
Yeah, I
if
don't think
it's
we have
less
had
all
much
over
either.
over there. Yeah.
Weird. It's weird.
It's gonna make for a drought this summer. Now we're at that age where we're talking about the amount of
We're,
snowfall. That happened. I didn't
you can just,
realize.
we are there. We are there. And people are going to start praying for moisture. Never rain. It's always moisture. Anywho.
Excellent. Anywho,
Anywho.
random.
Mhm.
Okay,
What's
so
the topic for today?
the topic for today is um so I'm going to tell you how I got to the topic for today because I don't know exactly what the
Okay.
topic for today is. So what's going on with me in my life right now is that we have the house listed and we've been showing it a decent amount and we actually got an offer on it, which is
Oh,
cool.
really?
Kind of low ball. We're still like sorting those things out. So we don't know that we're going to take that right now because even though we kind of have to do something, like we just want to be smart about it. But
Of course.
because we're doing that and our AI overlords are listening all the time, my ads have been very about just very directed
Real
at
estate centric.
real estate centric, yeah, type things. And um I sent you something I feel like a week or two ago. I got something or I saw the first ad. It was the company was Truehold. And I was
Hmm.
like, do you remember me sending you that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the first one, Truehold, I actually I don't know, like the idea of oh, I guess I haven't even told what it is yet, huh? I get ahead of myself. Sorry. Okay. So what I've been seeing is a bunch of ads for basically someone to come in and buy your house cash. Um, but the first one I saw in particular was Truehold, who you can sell your house cash to them and then they rent it back to you. And
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, like I that that scares me. How does it make you feel? Does that seem like a good I mean, it seems like a good business model for someone to make money, but does that seem good for like the whole of society to be
Yeah, it feels a little, it's the word predatory. Like
yeah,
I can see why somebody would think about like that was a good idea and to make it into a product, but as far as like actually doing it, I've seen similar things kind of come back to bite the elderly, which seems to be
reverse mortgages and stuff? Is that what you're talking
mhm,
about? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. They make it
So
sound really good in like because everybody's so desperate, but that's why it's predatory because you're giving something that people need, but the problem is that they need it in the first place. You know what I mean?
yep,
Because
yes.
I looked at that and I was like, ew, like that makes me scared because corporations buying up the homes and then renting them back to us, like we've already commodified life to like the max, to the extreme. Everything we do, it just costs money. Like we put everything under
Well,
lock and key and we're just going a step further.
mhm. Well, there's a significant portion of the population that would prefer to rent regardless. Like people who aren't in the same place very long, people who just don't want the hassle of having to do repairs on a home, or like that just want to pay their rent and have that be what they do. There,
Mhm.
there are people that have no desire to own a home. And so for that purpose, we do need like rentals. We do need people that do rent homes. Where it gets scary for me is I've heard of corporations buying up like all of the free homes in a town. And like your average Joe can't compete as far as buying a home,
Mhm.
buy up everything, and then you're kind of forced to rent from them. And I don't love that. I don't love monopolies in general.
Yeah.
I like,
And I would
yeah.
argue that the portion of people who would choose to rent versus own is probably
Mhm.
smaller
Oh, it is.
than because
Then people
like
who would actually
I
want to own their
yeah,
own home.
because while
Yeah,
I
of
know
course.
so many people who rent, like it's always like, but one day when I can have a piece of something, you know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
most people do truly want it. I mean,
yeah.
there are places where it doesn't really make sense, like within a city center, I guess, or something. It could be harder, but either
Well,
way.
yeah. I think I'm thinking mostly of like military families and people who get like moved around a lot.
Yeah,
They're not interested in buying a home because it's too much of a hassle every time they
yeah.
have to move. That makes sense. But in my own little mind, this is probably going off topic just a little bit, but
No, that's all right.
I think cities should have a certain portion that you can have rental houses up to this portion.
Mhm.
Um, or people need to get a fair, like home buyers need to get the first shot at homes, and then the rental companies can come in afterwards if it's not taken. Like we need to somehow give people a
More of
shot
a
to.
chance.
Mhm.
Yeah. And my thing is, um, it would just be so easy, like there, because selling a house is really hard. And it's like, oh man, if
Yeah,
that could be so easy, and then I could just stay here in this house and that's, and just become a
yeah,
renter, and it becomes that thing where it's like you don't have to take care of things and stuff like that. But that's not because that's what I want. You know what I mean? It's because that's
yeah.
where it's like, man, it feels in a way like that's where I
It
am.
would take some
I'm
pressure
not,
off somewhere.
yeah, I'm not going to do it because I it makes me feel a certain way that I'm just like I don't know, having less people own most of the stuff is I think it's just it's not working out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that's how it is and that's how it's been done. And it
Mhm.
helps for like a moment because it's like, okay, that was a relief of like that pressure. But then it's going to be like, okay, now you have literally no equity. You can go nowhere, because like right now we're in a position because we own a home. When we sell this, we'll have a little bit of equity to move forward. But once you take away
Yeah.
people's ownership of things, when it's time for them to move, they have no equity. They have nothing. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
that's the scary part because then people are even more at the mercy of and under the control of those who own all the things.
Mhm.
It's giving real hard 1984 vibes
Yeah.
where there's just only like most of the people are pros and there's certain people who are at a level where what they think matters.
Yeah. And if you think of things on an individual basis, you can think, that would make my life a little easier. It would be nice to stay in my own home. I don't mind renting. But when you think of like thousands of families doing the same thing and just one person, like one company at the top being like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
now own all of this and you're all renting from me," it feels very much that
Yeah.
way.
You want to know something else that's scaring me though? Because um the sheer amount of ads I'm getting, it's hard to believe they're all real. So like a
That's
lot of
good.
people are going to get just scammed out of money possibly too because like I started with I keep saying Truehold because that was just the first one and the biggest one I did. I'll tell you some of
Yeah.
the other names, but on that one, I did go start researching and I was like, okay, who owns this? And then I got the name and then I ended up on the CEO's LinkedIn and
Okay.
on his LinkedIn. Oh, sorry, let me get, oh, this is just a picture of it, so I can't go, but of course goes back to BlackRock. You know what I mean?
Don't we
Where it's
all?
like, so I'm
Don't we
like,
all?
I was like, but that's a really, really big, that's like the biggest, the top. Like that's just,
Mhm.
we
That's
know
it.
that, yeah, that's just it. But then I see all these other ones. Like I think there are lower level ones of them. I'm gonna share like I took a bunch of screenshots because it's really silly. And even like a video of one of them because I got a video ad about selling a house. So they're not all like BlackRock. There was one where let me see,
Affiliated.
Ownerly, I think it was.
Okay.
Ownerly like claims to be a like if you go to their actual website, like they don't say that they buy houses. They say they're like helping people buy houses without needing like a realtor and stuff like that. But then what's funny is when you go to like say work with us, it's like a realtor who wants to work with us, they're telling them, hey, don't go to the realtors. They're going to give them this information and then send them to a realtor or buy their house. Like, does that
Yeah.
make sense? Like,
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh,
They
and
have
that
become.
that one is owned by uh just two guys who are uh probably hedge fund type things. Hi, Cody.
What did you say?
But yeah, either way, it went that was all just to say that that one didn't go all the way up to like BlackRock or whatever. I found it to
Yeah.
just two guys who happen to have a lot of money and have started and are doing this. And I would imagine that some of them really do like want to help and do good with their money. And if I had a lot of money, that would be a way I could help a lot of people, right? So if it's the
Yeah.
right person doing it, I'm like, I don't want to fault them for doing what they're doing if they think that's going to be helpful. Do you need me to stop for a second?
Yeah. Pause for 1 second. Okay. So the very best businesses are ones that provide a service and like both both parties are benefited from
Benefiting.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I'm sorry, I can't.
What's he doing?
I
Are
love,
you
I love
naked,
you a lot.
Cody?
He's not naked, no, but I
It
do love
can
you.
be.
He can be if you want.
You have to come be on
Oh,
camera if you're going to be in the room. That way we can see your
that's what I do.
reactions. Yeah. Please show me your
Okay,
face.
he just left.
Please. I don't know why I want to make him do it so bad. I'm just like,
He's
come
gonna
on,
be like,
play with
do you
us.
remember? Do you remember Home Improvement, the TV show?
Yeah.
He's
Or
gonna
the
be like Mr.
neighbor.
Wilson.
Let's make him a thing.
I'll make him a
I'll
fence.
send it to you. Like it'll just be a little handheld like fence thing. It'll be a
Okay.
little white picket fence.
I
Uh,
see what you did there.
what about that, Cody? Huh?
Right. I'll ask him when he comes back in.
Did he watch the our last one, the one where Anthony joined and we talked about Elon Musk? Because
I think so.
we had that little crush moment where we were all talking about him and Anthony was talking about him being pretty. So make sure he hears that, then he'll know, okay, I'm pretty. I should come on
Well,
video.
you should. You absolutely should. He's very pretty. Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, where
All
were
right.
we? We were talking about companies, predatory companies, and then there's companies that are actually providing a service and
Yeah,
like
kind
they're
of.
trying to
Yeah,
help people.
because it's like when it goes all the way to the top, and maybe the people who are working in those really are thinking, hey, this might be good for humanity, but it just keeps putting, because they might be doing something that helps in the moment. I think it's going to be hurting in the long term.
Yeah.
Anthony made me lunch.
What an amazing human being.
It's tuna on a ciabatta. Very good.
Nice.
I asked for it. It was you. Thank you, baby.
Well, a lot of the business ideas that we're coming up with, people are very good at becoming entrepreneurs and finding problems and finding solutions to those problems.
Yeah.
One thing that maybe we should be leaning a little heavier on is instead of finding all these solutions to like consolidate the debt and to I don't know, reverse mortgage, all those things, we need to focus on like the main problem, which is what is getting them there in the first place? How do we help, relieve this stress? Do we need to increase the wage or do we need to
Cancel student loan debt.
something?
Make education free like it is in other countries, showing that we value it, and then people aren't in debt trying to just find a way to make money, you know?
Well,
Like,
and even if we still charge for college, um, getting rid of the predatory lending would do so much because colleges can only charge what people will pay.
mm-hmm.
And they can charge so much right now because people will pay because that's what the banks will loan. And
Yeah.
if they can't loan it, the universities will need to change.
Yeah. So if we can
So
agree moving forward that we should have education as a right, then we need to retroactively say, okay, so everybody who's sitting here paying student loans, having a hard time getting forward, like let's cancel that. But I realize that means a business has to go down, but that is not a business that we need operating anyway. So I don't know if the government buys them out or what, but like it's got to change eventually, and that seems like a solid, I don't know,
there should
like
be a cap
what's the
on what somebody
flaw
can
in that?
earn. There should be a cap on what banks can earn on a single student loan. There's no reason
Definitely.
that somebody should have to pay 50,000 in student loans and still have the same balance they had.
Hmm. Because you can't pay large payments. Because I've done that a lot where we were in times where it's like, okay, I'm in a forbearance because I can make a payment, but it's not gonna. So you're paying a few $100s a month and you're never going anywhere.
Not going
That
anywhere.
adds up. So you've paid them back, but no, you haven't. You know, it just
Yep.
and
It's
then it's like if you go to school for something and that's not what you end up even doing, it's even more annoying that you're stuck
you're
paying
stuck.
those
You
things.
are stuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think that happens to a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah,
A lot of people.
alas. And pushing everybody to go to college, like treating it like
Mhm.
that's the only way to be the end all be all when there are a lot of jobs that don't require that level of training, you know? Like and they're very necessary to society and have value and they should pay well too. If
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep. Well, I was always taught I was going to college. It wasn't really an option. It wasn't really forced. It was just like college is the next step. And I didn't end up finishing, and neither did my husband because we found a different path.
mhm.
But I still feel that a little bit sometimes. Like, man, I should have got my degree at least. I should have, gone to should have finished. Should have.
No, because like
But
Anthony went that route because that is just what you do.
mhm.
That's it. And now he is not going to be using his degree at all. Thankfully, he does not have student loans anymore, and he only had one very small one in the first place. But Like he has a 4-year degree. And where are we now? I have my associates in dental hygiene. I have something, and like while I can work in hygiene and I enjoy it, okay, like it is not what I want to be doing. It is the job that I'm trained for. And it's the job that I'm indebted to because I have student loans. So it's like it just makes you feel like, I don't know, all kinds of ways. The fact that like school is so expensive, so you can't be like, all right, I've given this to society. Now I'd like to try something different. And it's like feasible to go and like learn a different skill set or not be required to have a bachelor's in order to go to just a different like career. Like I feel like I learned so much just in like like the little bit of sales I did where I was working with my friend Natasha, I was utilizing Salesforce, and then Anthony worked for Salesforce. So like I there was a time where I was like, I should go work for them. I feel like I know so much about like I used it. I get to see the other side of it with my husband and stuff like that. But I could never even apply for a job because I don't have a bachelor's. And I was like, man, if I like, I think I would be good for a business that I like because
It would
I'm
be
a
nice if there
worker
was
bee
some
and I
sort of
have
tech.
ideas and stuff. Yeah, but there's just no way to just like easily navigate into something else because school is a instead of a help, it's a hindrance because you need the school to get there, but the school's too expensive and the loans are too expensive and everything is out of whack. So it's just makes people feel pigeonholed into like continuing to do something they don't love because it's the only thing they know how to do and scrape by in life. Like, what the fuck is the point? You
Mhm.
know? That's just where I get.
Which creates depression, which then needs to
Yeah.
be
Yeah, which is not good.
medicated, and then you're in the healthcare
Well,
system.
not always. Yeah, because I'm like
Well,
when
just
there is a reason to be upset, it shouldn't be labeled as like depression. Like because
yeah,
there's when depression as a condition, I think is more feeling down when you don't have a reason. It's more
a
of a
reason.
physical feeling that you have and it's chemicals and stuff like that and you can't just think
Yep.
your way out of it. But when there is actually something wrong, then I do have to that's when I can think my way out of it, I guess, because I just, you
Yeah.
know, pull up my big girl pants because I know no one's coming to change my situation but me, and I keep working, like moving forward, doing the next thing, but at the same time, just be very angry at the system that's here
That put you in the first
to
place.
to push myself to get out of it, to be less dependent on it.
Do you ever like get the urge to just Swiss Family Robinson it and like find an island somewhere and just
Only like 5 times a day.
yeah.
I'm moving us to different countries in my head all the time. Like I can't say it out loud anymore because it freaks my family out because they think because I can be pretty impulsive. So they're like, oh my God, like
Don't do it, mom. Don't do it.
yeah. And I'm like,
Don't do it,
okay,
mom.
because I'm like, I'm just thinking these things. I'm open to all the possibilities because what's the way to get into the best situation? Don't pigeonhole yourself into having only one thing that could be your future. So I'm trying to do that, but it's scary for a lot of people, namely my family. But
Your
I
kids come home and you're reading like a Swedish English dictionary. Like,
actually I've
I
been
got one for each of you.
I downloaded Red Note and I have been
Yeah.
really enjoying learning from the Chinese people. And I'm like,
Yeah.
really want to learn Mandarin. And I I think that while there's a lot of things about the control and their government that happen there, that we're not quite as free as we think we are, and their standard of living on a broad base is much better than ours.
Can be.
No, it just
No.
is. It just like overall, like you might they don't have like freedoms that you and I do enjoy. I get that.
Yeah.
But like people are taken care of. Like their needs are met and they're able to have like not that you want to be under anybody's control, but it's like right now it feels like we're under people's control, but they are not even helping us at all. That's why it's like, oh, the fuck with all this.
Yeah. Um, I think it would be really nice if instead of like keeping ourselves pigeonholed in our own little countries or whatever, we could really observe other cultures and
Mm-hmm.
take what we like from those cultures and be like, we should implement that with us
Yes.
because it seems to be working for them. Like, Why can't we do that and have that
We
not be a
we
race thing, not be
totally can. As a people, we like we should. We can't because we're not in charge. But like we can on a small level, I guess. That's what we're doing right now, like
yeah,
using social media to be able to communicate with people from other countries. Like it's pretty crazy. Never were able to do that before. Like
yeah.
I imagine now a little bit. I have always kind of had a negative, like I don't know enough about China to like have any real solid formed opinions. You know what I mean? But I know I had it leaned towards the negative because of like the way I've heard people talk about China and the China disease with COVID and people just like to I don't know, to dog on it and stuff like that. But I'm like, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, I feel like I was made to propaganda to think about them in a certain way. I didn't know enough about them to really form a judgment, but I leaned towards a side. You know what I mean? Without any like
Yep.
knowledge. And I'm like, I wonder if that's a little bit how it is in like North Korea, where they're told about how awful we are.
They don't even know the rest of the world exists in a lot of places.
Exactly. And I think we need a lot more of that like worldwide community, like being like, hey, how is your life and what are you guys doing? And what can we all take from this that could better us all,
Yep.
versus this like capitalistic hellscape where like the people with the money are just fighting over the money at the top. Like I will control the oil, I will control this. I'm now own the corporation of the US and I'd like to go ahead and merge with a couple of my side businesses here. That would be the Canada and Greenland and things like that he would like us to merge with. Like it all just feels like a business and it's like actually no, these are people in their lives. You can't just go in and merge because you feel entitled to it and maybe you think it's a good business venture. Sorry, I went off there.
Yeah.
I need some tea.
No, maybe we should learn from the fact that people don't feel really great about how we just came to America and took over the lands of the people who were here. Maybe we
Mm-hmm.
should stop doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe,
Learn from the past instead of continuing to repeat it. But it worked for them and it still works for them. So why would they
yeah.
stop? Okay, so I did finally get that video. I totally forgot where we were going with this.
So I couldn't sell my house on the market because of all the repairs I needed, and I wanted to sell fast. This company contacted me and we chatted. I told them about my situation and they gave me a cash offer and purchased my house in 14 days.
So there can be instances where that could be a good thing. Somebody coming in and purchasing your home and like, um, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I know because you had talked about how you had a family member who had sold something and they were potentially going to invest into a property because then you pay less taxes, right? Or something like that. It's a place to like invest your money into. So if that helped somebody else with like who was on a hard time, is that what you're referring to? That kind of thing?
Um, I don't remember that one. I'm just thinking of like a few specific elderly people. You're probably right. I'd have to think really fast. But just a few specific elderly people who like are at the point where they would be selling their homes right now
Hmm.
and they can't because as soon as they sell their homes, like because of Social Security and things, the government would just come in and take everything, kind of. I don't know if that makes sense. The government kind of owns their homes, or somebody that they paid for a reverse mortgage now owns their home, and um,
There's nothing to leave to their children either, so then you lose any type of generational wealth that could have
yeah,
been starting to build.
yeah. Um, we had one relative. They just went into a nursing home or
Mhm.
retirement center, and because somebody else owned their home, they had to really quickly like get all of their stuff out and clean it all out, and they went from having their own little home and everything to just all of a sudden having to watch everybody take their stuff and
That's so
like
upsetting.
it's hard. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but
Yeah, it totally makes sense. You know what doesn't make sense? That I can't figure out how to just put this back to how it was. Ah, Okay, I did. I got it. Sorry. I just
You're a genius.
thanks.
You
Thanks.
really are. I
Uh, I've done it once
sometimes think
before.
you want to cry.
I knew
I
I
would
was
like to
gonna
go back to
figure it out.
school
I just have to like, yeah. You would like to go back to school?
and get up to date on like computery technology stuff. I feel like
Kind of
I
lapsed
feel like
there.
yeah, I'm getting closer to that 80-year-old being like, what's a file? Like,
Yeah. I feel okay on computers. It's video games now. Well, I guess depends on if it's 2D or 3D. The 3D games, like, they make my brain go funny. Like, I'll still
yeah,
try them sometimes, but I'm just like, oh God, I hate that.
I have
Elena's
to be
so good.
so, yeah,
Uh-huh.
I have to be so careful with video games. As soon as I start, it's like, my brain's like, and now you can't stop until it's all done. And so, yeah, I
They're
gotta,
fun though. You could take like a Saturday and do that. We've
probably
had
could.
like Minecraft days with our girls. Or I wouldn't say days, but we used to do pancakes Saturday morning. We'd watch Stampy Cat. He used to do Minecraft videos and they played Minecraft.
Nice.
Oh yeah, they built some pretty amazing things. It was really awesome.
It is cool to see what people can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I can't. I played with them and I dug myself a hole and got stuck in it. Hmm. I like Mario and stuff like that, where you're just running forward and like that's my jam. I can do that. When it
We went to
gets,
an 80s cafe in Las Vegas,
oh
and they
yeah.
had like just original Mario Brothers that you could play at the bar.
Hmm.
Like, heck yes. Took me a little while to get my like finger dexterity back, but I remembered a few.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Okay. So now that I've shared that ad that was also important that I show, that was just there was something on another one that oh, here's what it was. Okay. I found another one. This one is Nationwide Investors Group. So probably a huge,
Okay.
obviously. Um, it's like it says 9 of 10 homeowners don't know what they might lose. Oh, that they might lose 23,500 on closing costs by selling their house with a realtor. No showing, no fees, commissions, help with the moving process for free. Fill out a simple form right now and get cash out. So it's even more appealing than selling to somebody local now to do this
Mhm.
because
Closing
the
costs.
yeah,
Easy.
so in a way you're kind of you're cutting the realtor out, which is like that's nice for you to get the money, but then you've taken the house off of the general population's like market and kind of cut somebody else's job. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
all these things combining just make me feel like this is something we should all be paying attention to, and maybe should we be saying like should they be allowed to do this?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I think I mean, if there wasn't a demand for it, there wouldn't be an option. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but the demand
Um,
is precipitated by like because
what would the
everything's
alternative
so
be?
bad that people need it. Yeah, I don't know what the alternative is. You're right.
Because um, I've seen people just about lose their homes. They've paid their mortgage clear till the end, and they have like a few $1,000s left, and they foreclose on it because they trip at the end. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, because it's just not in a sellable condition.
Yeah, and living
Um,
in a house for a while, like there is so much in our house that like I'm just like I don't know. I'm actually into the idea of buying a fixer-upper. Not that I consider mine a fixer-upper per se, but it's like, we've been here for 8 years and we have kids and animals, so there's just just lots of little things.
so
I could definitely nitpick. So to
yeah,
really like to have someone come in and be like, "Oh yeah, you don't have to fix that all." Like, and you could take the realtor
really,
out. Like it's hard to not want to do it despite
yeah,
not wanting to do it.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
So their offer comes in at a little less, but you're able to stay in your own home, right?
Well, I've never gone through with like asking for an offer. Maybe I should do that just to like. see what the process is, start the process with a few of them just to be like, what is it that they're actually offering? Are they lowballing too? You know what I mean? Or maybe they only take houses that people are having a hard time selling because they know they'll be able to rent them because there's so many people that need to rent right now. I don't know. Ooh, another thing. Um, speaking of that, because we are thinking we're probably going to rent. So we were
Yeah.
just because we don't know exactly what we want to do. So I'm like, I don't, unless I find something and it just feels perfect, like we'll probably rent at first.
Renting
So
sounds like a good
yeah,
option.
just an interim, something like put any money we can make off the house in the bank, leave it there as like down payment on whatever we do, and just try to like
Next step.
figure out the next step while we build back up. Um, but I found entire home, like it's brand new homes for sale because they just built entire home communities and they're renting it all. So not only are they buying homes, like just, but they're creating neighborhoods where nobody, you don't buy any of the homes. I thought that was interesting. Have you seen that?
I have not, but it makes sense.
Yeah, over
The
near my girls' school. We were like, well, we might consider that though because we need to be over in that direction and it's there, but they're only 1 and 2 bedroom homes in this particular neighborhood. I was like, that's kind of crazy, but yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like you said, what's the alternative? Do you have a better fix for this? No, I do not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I,
it makes me think of I am I think it's from Ishmael or My Ishmael, the that book that I me and Anthony read the first one, Ishmael, and then we're listening to My Ishmael right now. And in one of them it talked about God, I have to get my thoughts gathered here. Sorry. What were we just talking about? Hold on. We'll get
renting
there. No.
communities of renters.
Fuck. Oh, okay.
Got it.
Learning about that like the way like we developed, humanity and stuff like that, we didn't always have food under lock and key. You know what I mean? Like foragers, they didn't have access to eating the same things all the time until like they started agriculture where they would replant things that they realized they liked a little more than other things and stuff like that. But it's like that through our development and becoming more civilized, eventually we put all food under lock and key. And it feels like that's what we're going to do with the homes essentially, because it's like if you don't own any of them,
That's true.
you never have any ownership. You're always beholden to. That's just
Yeah, that's
the
true.
scary
Not
aspect of
many
it.
of us, not many of us are out there slaughtering like our own chickens or pigs or beef or
No.
not many of us are planting our own gardens or
Yeah.
I don't know how to grow an Oreo, but I wish I did. It'd be great.
I we should put
Would
that
be
on a
wonderful.
t-shirt. I don't know how to grow an Oreo.
Yeah,
Did you come up with that
so
on
yeah,
your own? Because I really liked it.
just get a tattoo. Yep.
Oh
Um,
man.
but you're right. Most of our food nowadays is like, well, like you said, under lock and key. It's
Okay.
given to us by somebody else.
Yeah.
It's
And
provided by
so,
somebody else. So
well, and it's provided by money essentially now. Like people don't work for and have to have what they eat. Like you have to have money. Literally, we're like
yeah.
ball and chain, like slave to it.
Yeah.
And I hate it, Emily. I hate it. But I also want it because I'm like, if I were to make some money, hopefully I would do some good with it. So
Yeah.
I
It
don't even
creates
know.
opportunity,
Yeah.
but it's also a necessary evil. Like it's a what quote did I hear today? I heard money isn't everything, but everything takes money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Because people say money doesn't buy happiness, but it's hard to be happy when you don't have your basic needs met. So
it creates a
Money buys your
um,
basic needs.
to a certain point, it creates less stress, which in turn creates the ability to have time to focus on the things that do make you happy and the things that
Mm-hmm.
are not necessary for survival.
Yeah. Anyways.
So I don't know. We do have it does feel like life is becoming more corporate. Like they're trying to find. It feels like the same vibe as Nestle being like, we got to find out how to get control of the water and sell it back to the people. Like
Mm-hmm.
when we all heard that, we're like, that feels icky. Like, ew, don't do
Uh-huh.
that. Um,
But they still do
yeah,
it and we still buy it, so
hmm
they'll keep doing it and we'll keep buying it,
yeah,
I guess.
hmm
But I'm not
yeah.
going to sell my house to a corporation, hopefully. Because we've had some potential like people who wanted to buy it. So like
Yeah.
who knows what will happen in desperation, but I would much rather not.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
hopefully
think
we'll be able to own again one day.
I see good things in your future.
Oh, thank
You
you.
guys are smart.
You got a magic 8 ball over there. I didn't mean to say magic 8 ball.
That's exactly what it is, though.
What
9 point to yes.
is-
Do you
Um,
remember I had a pink magic 8 ball that said it was a magic date ball? And
vaguely.
it gave answers on dates or something like that.
That's so stupid. Yeah.
Like, I think my brother gave it to me for Christmas when I was like, I don't know, 14.
You couldn't even date yet. Scandalous.
I know it was scandalous. It's why
Hmm.
I turned out the way I did. It was all because of that ball. It spoke only
Um,
truth.
I hope you still have that. Do you?
I wish I did.
That would be awesome.
It's got to be around here somewhere, right?
Yes. All right. Well, like it's got to be some scamming going on. There can't be this many businesses trying to buy people's houses all of a sudden, right? Or did I just not know this was a thing because I wasn't selling a house and now that it's like flooding my
Well,
feed,
in the
like,
early 2000s, um, there was, what do you call it? There were ads all over for seminars on how to buy real estate, how to flip real estate, how to do real estate. And I think a lot of people really did get into real estate, especially pre 2008.
mhm.
And it really is a good option for investment because it's a tangible asset. It's something that it provides a help to others. I mean, it can be a real asset. And I'm gonna sneeze and it's not coming. Sorry. There we go. Anyways, real tangible assets, real property that you can see and you can hold. Some investments you invest in, and it's just throwing your money and hoping that it comes back to you, right?
Mhm.
But to
Yeah.
actually have tangible assets was really a popular idea and a really popular thing. So I think a lot of people really did get into real estate, and I think a lot of them are real deals, but there are a lot of scams out there,
Yeah.
and knowing how to navigate that is takes can take a lot.
Yeah. I just worry about desperate people.
Yeah. Well, desperation creates problems,
Yeah.
issues.
Anyways, so I don't think I really got anything through here except for just to say now I'm aware that this is a thing that how that corporations are essentially buying our lives to sell them back to us or to rent them back to us. And
It's weird.
oh, and it just feels like it's going to end badly. But hopefully
Yeah.
not. Hopefully not. Oh, we'll see.
Well, I am sending all good vibes and good things your way for selling your home.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think mine's gonna end badly. I think I'm gonna be fine. You know what I mean? I'll keep working forward, whatever. I think what's the next step after everything is like in the hands of only, a limited amount of humans and
Statistically, that's not gone well throughout history.
Yeah, that's just what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Be nice if once throughout history we could see the train coming and get off the tracks before it hit.
and maybe this could be that time because we do have the ability to um speak to other people in other places and learn from their experiences if we, you know, are willing to, and if we can get rid of all of the extra bullshit, like fake stuff in between, like the propaganda and stuff, and just actually talk to each other. And we kind of have the means now. We just have to, right? Because we have access to the internet and all this social media and stuff. It's just have to
TikTok
use it collectively. Yeah, that was so annoying. Because like even when it came back, I have a picture of the screenshot. I'll send that to Jesse too. But when how it's like thanks to President Trump, and that was before he was even actually sworn in as president. And I know they're technically always, but it was just kind of like I don't know. It just felt
weird.
like cupping his balls before they, just like all the tech bros sitting behind him, and like I don't know. It's just
It definitely has an odd feel. Definitely has an odd feel.
yes. Okay, our overlords, please. Please, I don't know. Be good overlords.
Right.
This is where we are now. Okay,
I will
one
have no
other
trouble.
thing that's totally off topic, but because we started talking about that, it made me think of the things that Donald Trump said in his first, and when he said, and there are only two genders, and everybody yelled and screamed, and a bunch of people who were transgendered all of a sudden felt very attacked and hurt by that. Like
Yeah.
that's the kind of shit, exactly the kind of shit that I was voting against. And I think we all knew that was him, and people who tried to say he was not that were being willfully ignorant.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Agreed. There's quite a bit in the
Yeah. People are people. You can understand them whatever way you want, but you can't declare what people are. And yes, we have the words male and female, but there's a huge spectrum of people that exist all the way in between there, and that's totally fine. And they're,
Yep.
hopefully still have communities close to them because we all, I think, are more loving and than that picture paints. But there are obviously a lot of hateful, ignorant people out there still with the amount of cheers that got. It was very stupid.
disheartening.
Yes, very disheartening. Very like, wow, we got a lot of really stupid, hateful people here. Anyways, on that note,
Hate never feels good. Hate
yeah,
never feels
no. Anyways,
anyone
well,
feeling marginalized right now, we're with you. We love you.
yeah,
All three of you that are listening.
you're awesome. You exist. He can't say, or he can say it, but it doesn't change what or who people are. It just shows you what and who he is.
I guess that's true.
Anyways, all right. Well, I love this and I love you. And here's hoping I do not need to sell my house to our corporate overlords. I'll let you know.
Okay, good luck.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Love you.
Right.
Bye.
Love you.
Subscribe up there.
Subscribe.
There's a subscribe up there.
Okay.
Like the button.
Okay.